Let me see your hands. Wave them at them bitches hating on you with their friends. Girl, you got it. Let them know.
Beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ursula Ramila, and if you are new here, a very warm welcome to you all. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey, it's good to see you and have you back. So today is Monday and it's the 1st of September, our first day of school, the official start of the term, and it's been a good day so far. It was nice to have the kids in the class without their parents, and also just to see how they interact amongst each other. So it was quite interesting to see some of their personalities coming out. You get a different glimpse of who they are overall in general, so that was nice to see. Part of the transition for KG3 is they have like half a day on the first official day, and then from tomorrow we will be having a full school day. Some of them were kind of like excited about having a normal school day tomorrow, and some of them were kind of like, what do you mean I have to be here until like 3:50? I was like, guys, that's just the life you guys chose for yourself. I have a couple of things that I need to get done. On Friday we have our CCA fair, so I need to prepare some materials for my station. And CCA is basically an after school program that each teacher is in charge of. This year I will be running the science club again, so I just need to see if I have my posters and what kind of activities I'll have for this as a form of marketing my club to the parents and the students. Then the second thing I need to do is I need to unpack some of the resources that I had purchased, and they only arrived over the weekend. So I want to share with you guys what I got and what the purpose of it will be, whether it's for a classroom display or a teaching resource. So yeah, this vlog will just be a couple of days in my life that I'll be sharing bits and pieces of. So I hope you guys will enjoy and stay tuned. All right, the first thing I have is a couple of it. I think this is a clock. So I'm planning on using this for when we're learning how to read and tell time. So this is how it looks. So when we get to the unit about learning how to read time, I think this will be a great teaching resource because I can have it on display anywhere around the classroom. I can literally have it, you know, either on the board when I'm having a large group or when I'm doing small group, or I can even have it at the registration area, and it's easy for the kids to also use when we're learning past and quarter to and all of those terms. So I can put it on the side so that it's easier for them. I got this simply because last year and the other previous years, the clock that we use in our classroom, it's not so child friendly, and it's very difficult to kind of keep around or to have it on display. It's a nice average kind of teaching resource, but I felt like I needed something different and I didn't want to make, so this was quite easy to find on Taobao. Next up, I have these sleeves that I got for the students to place in any paper related work, whether it's a drawing, a picture, writing, anything that is a worksheet, anything that has to do with paper. They will store it in here, and later on we will just transfer it into their file. So this is just gonna be like in the classroom. The classroom with the construction area. So on the whiteboard, I'll just put these hooks. I'll place these hooks on and just attach it with each student's name on it, so that they all know what or where their little sleeves are. Next, I got these little cute, let me see if it's gonna show. So these are like for their reading, so they basically put it on their little fingers, and when we are reading, they can use this to follow along. I thought it's something really cute, and since reading will be kind of like built, like we will have guided reading this year, and we'll also have the one-to-one. I wanted to make it more fun and interactive for them, so I got them these. So each will have one, and they can choose a color and they can just use this. Next up we have is this calendar, daily calendar, and it comes with these. So it comes with little strips of paper that we can insert in here for whether days of the year, I mean the date, for the date, what's date, weather, anything, and then you can just leave them in these little pockets at the bottom, and you can leave it in the classroom, and as the day goes on, you change as you would for a calendar. The one that I had last year was quite small, and it was a magnet one, but I wanted something that's bigger and easier for the kids to see, and also easy for them to use independently. The one that I had last year, sometimes because it's a magnet, so you would need like they would need like a teacher assistance to move the things around, and because the writing was quite small, some of them could not read it properly, so they're not getting very familiar with the vocabulary. So I wanted something that's nicely big and nice to display, and the print is quite big as well. Next, I got this nice math game, which I will be using from the start, like as we're reviewing numbers, when we're learning to count, and you can use it to count basically whether it is in twos, in fives, in tens, or singular. And I plan on using this. It's like a darts game. So these little balls, they throw it on a number, and you can literally create any game you want. So I think this is a great little tool that I can have in the classroom for when I'm having either small or large group, and also I can leave it in the classroom for kids to freely interact with. So it's both a teaching tool and also one of the classroom or toys that I'll be having around. Next, I got this dice that basically has it's like a question dice. I used to have one of these, but like I made it from paper, and obviously it doesn't keep or stay in a good condition for too long, and I wanted to get something that I know next year and the years for on I can always use it, and the kids can freely use it without me panicking that they're going to break it or something. So basically it has, like, depending on if you want to teach today why, so it's more for language purposes. This is the little die that I got. So it has like when, how, what, why, where, who, yeah, so this is how it looks. So whatever game that you make, whether you are teaching them tricky words that has to do with these, or you want them to learn how to use the tricky word in a form of a sentence, you can use these. Anything, basically. You can even use it maybe for reading, anything. It's endless. So it's a nice teaching resource, and also I can keep it in the literacy area for the kids to use. Obviously this will be maybe later on, once they have like kind of like expanded on their vocabulary, and also now we've covered how to basically ask questions or formulate a question. So I think then they will be able or more confident to use it and to build on to make their own and whatever it is that they want to make. Next up, I have these little fly swatters. I actually thought these are longer than they are. The quality is amazing though. They're not like very flimsy, they're very nice and strong. However, I thought they're longer because then I thought I'll be able to use it for like flashcard games. But I'm assuming these I can still use it, but maybe when we are sitting at the table. So maybe if I'm using more of like table game, then they can use it instead of them standing, because they're tall and big now, so it's gonna be kind of like weird if they have to bend all the way just to, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm thinking because of the size, it's possibly gonna be more easier for them to use when we're sitting down and we're doing more of table board games or table flashcard team games, whatever it is. So these I'll figure out what games I'll use, because I'm very disappointed in how small they actually are, but good quality though. Next up, I have these sticky balls, and these you can basically either you throw them and they stick onto a flashcard or the board. So this is how it looks basically. And yeah, so they just throw it sticks on, preferably a board like the whiteboard or like plastic, laminated plastic, like a flashcard for any area, whatever topic it is that you're teaching. You can have any game to go with it. I got these colorful pop blocks, and these are great to use when you are teaching like CVCs or CVCCs, which will be like blends, or you can use it also to introduce vowels. So you can assign a color to maybe to be vowels, or what do you call this, consonants. That's what I'm looking for. So when you are teaching CVCs, basically to help them to learn how to read it. Oops. So you can maybe say the red are the consonants and the orange is the vowel, and that's how they can then learn how to read it. So you can have maybe some like a small whiteboard, and you write the word, and as they read it, so they can decode it by popping the word, and that will help them to kind of like blend easier, because for some kids maybe they need to touch something, they need to feel something, and for some kids they need color so that they can make that connection. So I noticed that last year it was very difficult to find the resources that were mostly for students like that in my class. So when I saw this, I was like, I'm definitely getting this, and I can obviously use it beyond CVs and CVCs, and we'll see. But mostly it's on the store, it's advertised as a CVC teaching tool for phonics, but I plan on using it beyond that. So it's really nice, and it's kid friendly, safe, and they can attach and detach it easily. So these are like, they call it the puppet blocks. Next up, also for the literacy area, and also I'll be using it for teaching purposes, it's a CVC spinning wheel. So I'll most likely use this as to keep just for myself and not keep it in the classroom, because they will most likely break it, and I want to keep it for long. I used to make these, but like with paper, but I told myself, you know what, if I can buy it, then why not, right? If I can buy it and I can keep it and it's great quality, then it's a great resource to keep and have. And again, this will be something maybe when you are at that stage where the kids, because I have different levels of either speaking and reading and even phonics level, this can be for kids that, because now we are going to be doing a little bit of review because they did learn CVCs in KG2. So this will be something that can be for those that are more fluent and they can make up their own words. This can be also for kids that are kind of like intermediate level, so they still need practice time. I think this will be kind of like a good tool for them. And then those that are eventually going to be learning how to form CVC words and how to read it, I think this will also come in handy for them. So I think it's a great teaching tool or teaching resource to have in the classroom to cover all levels of the kids' phonics level. And of course you can merge it with the puppet color blocks. So yeah, I think it's a good, and you can make your little flashcards also for them to find the word. So you can write the word on a little whiteboard and then they can spin and find it. So again, for kids that need to touch something and they need to see it and they need to, and I want them to do it more independently. And since we won't have time to make spinning wheels, because I learned my lesson, it took forever, I thought, you know what, let's find one we can have for a long time. I got myself a little teaching stick. So this is something that I will be using when I'm doing something on the board and I need the kids to focus, because sometimes if I use my finger, then it's just like you could be blocking. And so if I'm out of the way and I can pin, they can follow the star to the object. Just these are just things that I got from learning from the previous year, where I found that some kids, because they're easily distracted, if you stand in front of them and you're trying to point to something, whether it's a word or an object that you want them to notice, they might end up looking at your nail, looking at your watch or your dress, and they forget what they're supposed to look at. So simple things like that I'm trying to kind of like avoid. Obviously it's going to be something that they will take a while and to get used to, because not everybody has something like this. And another thing also, from what I've picked up from this group of kids, they are very much easily distracted. They literally, whether it's in conversation, they'll be telling you something, and while you're trying to follow along with their conversation, they're drifting off into something else. And I'm like, okay, my friend, we did not finish our story and you're already starting another one. Or they just walk away, and I'm like, okay. So I was already like, I'm glad I got this just from our brief morning interaction, because like I said, this morning we got to talk more and interact more freely with other parents. So they were more of themselves, and you could see, okay, this is your needs are this as a student, your needs are this. I need to have this strategy for you, for me to be able to support you well, and for everything just to work better. That's kind of like the information I could gather from this morning. So this is one of the things that I think our little star pointer is gonna come in handy. Hey everybody, happy Thursday. By the time you watch this, today's Thursday. I just got back from work a while ago, and I thought, let me catch you guys up on how my week has been so far. It's been pretty okay. We've just been having, like, you know, a pick up obviously in the pace and how things are moving in the classroom, and the students are very interesting. But I am very grateful that this year I have, compared to the last 2 years, my students this year are pretty easy. They're pretty easy, and I think we are going to have a good year. Obviously there are those that are going to test boundaries, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. I think the last time I had a group of students like this was like at this particular school in my first year, and this is my fourth year. So it has been very, very pleasant. It's been very, very pleasant. They're very different in the regard that for the last 2 years, the students were quite resistant. I think that's the best word I can use. They're very resistant towards anything that had to do with reading. They hated reading. They were very reluctant to sit and actually go through the whole process of, whether it's sitting time, hands-on kind of activity where they have to sit, think about what is it that they want to do, or think about their answers. They were some of them were very anxious, and some of them were just in a rush to finish. But this group, it's very nice to have a group of students that actually are very eager to learn. Number one, they want to try things out. They love reading. My co-teacher and I, we were like, how? Whenever we are telling them, okay guys, it's time to tidy up the reading area, we have to move on to the next part of the schedule, whatever, they're all like, no, I just picked up this book, like, can I finish reading it? Like, I think the last time, like I said, I had a group of students of this caliber was in my first year. So I feel like my prayers have been answered in a way. I can deal with the difficult ones. They are not extreme. And also, this year across the grade, we have less students that are in need of learning support. And that is such a great relief on all of us as an entire grade, because again, going back to the last 2 years, it's been challenging. Last year we had the highest number of students across the whole grade that were in great need of learning support. The other thing that's a little bit difficult to kind of like get used to is our schedule. Our schedule has changed a little bit. No, I'm lying. It has changed a lot. And it feels like we have less time with the students because the afternoons belongs only to the specialists. So in the morning, it's when we can have large group and small group. And then within those two periods, you need to also make sure that they have indoor inquiry, which needs to be observed, and we need to kind of like, we don't need to write like notes to hand in or to be used for the inspection. However, because of the inspection, we needed to change our schedule to meet the requirements that are part of it. And changing our schedule and the way we arrange activities is a key point. So it's a really, 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 really big challenge, not only for us as teachers, but also to our students, because imagine for the last 2 years of their kindergarten life, they've been used to this type of routine. Outdoor time is different. It's very different. So everybody's kind of like dizzy. And some of them, they hate some stations. So it's like sports stations. And some of them, they just hate it. They can't believe they're almost one student in particular. I think it was, I can't remember, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday. We were at the basketball. It's the ball station, but basically they need to practice bouncing the ball because it's like basketball. So they need to practice bouncing the ball. And one student was like, do I really have to do this? Like, why? And I was telling my co-teacher, if this child had enough vocabulary in them, they would literally, because in my head, how I read the tone and expression was, what have I done wrong in life to deserve this? It was quite funny. So yeah, that has been basically my week at work. So yeah, I just wanted to catch you guys up on that. Right now, I need to do a couple of things. I ordered some things from the supermarket, so I'm just waiting for them to get delivered. And then I need to also start with laundry. I have a bit of laundry. My IE, my helper, she came today, so she comes on Thursdays, so she came in today to clean. And also every week when she comes in, I ask her to help me change my bedding, and so I need to wash my bedding and also some of the laundry from the week. And yeah, and I need to also make some chicken for lunch. So yeah, that's my plan for this evening.
You talk to me like you have lost respect for me, acting up in front of all my.
I got, this is bread. I got some bread. It's like milk toast. They call it milk honey toast. So I like this. It's like 3 slices inside. And then I got some eggs. Coconut water. And this is the chicken that I will be making in a minute. Alright, this is what I'm going to use or need to make my chicken. Chicken, obviously, these chicken breast fillets, olive oil, aromat, my Cajun spice, a little bit of black pepper, and donfo. And this is the garlic and herb spice that I brought from home. So it's just, I'm now going to dice up the chicken fillets. Then I'm going to mix all of these spices and the olive oil together, and then just pop it in the air fryer.